On this, the 17th day of December, in the year of our Lord, 2014, in the presence of our degree candidates and faculty, members of the Board of Trustees, overseers, Women's Council, and alumni, honored guests, and friends, the December commencement of Bellarmine University is hereby officially in session. To all here present, we extend a most cordial welcome. My name is Fred Rhodes, and I'm the Vice President for Student Affairs, and I am pleased to welcome you to Bellarmine's December graduation ceremony. My esteemed colleague and friend, Dr. Doris Taggart, is unable to be with us tonight. Dr. Karen Shadle, Assistant Director of Catholic Worship and Campus Ministry, will give our invocation.
Could we please bow our heads together? Good and gracious God, we stand today in your holy presence with a deep sense of accomplishment, pride, and hope. We gather with abundant joy and overwhelming gratitude. Today we celebrate what has been and dream about what will be. We thank you for the gift of these graduates, their excitement, their persistence, their compassion, their contributions that have blessed and challenged us. We give thanks for this faithful faculty and staff, for loving parents, spouses, and friends, for those who began this journey with us but did not make it to this day. We have known your presence in so many ways during our time at Bellarmine, in tasks completed, in challenges met, in losses unexpected, in spurts of creative energy, in disappointments, in surprises, in changed relationships. Every joy, every sorrow, every moment of discernment, we offer it back to you in thanksgiving. O God, we invoke your presence on these commencement ceremonies, this sacred time of celebration and transition. May we always walk in the love of truth and radiate your goodness to the world. For all that has been, we offer thanks. For all that will be, we say yes. For all this, we pray together in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Karen. Please remain standing and join Dr. Tim Glasscock in singing the national anthem. And the flag is located, the glorious flag is located behind us.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Please be seated. The recipient of the honorary degree will now be presented and conferred by the President of Bellarmine University, Dr. Joseph J. McGowan.
Thank you, Dr. Rhodes. Before I go further, I'd ask you to join me in recognizing the first vice president that I hired when I became president here. At the time, he was dean of students at U of L, and we needed someone to help create a whole student life, especially a residential student life coming forward. And that area has been ably led and managed and developed by Dr. Fred Rhodes. This year, he advised me that what he would like to do at this point in his career is to join the faculty in the School of Education and be the director of our soon-to-be launched PhD program in higher education. So for 23 years of wonderful work and leadership as Vice President for Student Affairs, please join me in recognizing Dr. Rhodes. Knowing Doris, I think she might have just not been able to come tonight to give him that opportunity. Bellarmine University is pleased to recognize and honor you, Tom Thomas, as a 1976 Bellarmine alumnus and trustee who has distinguished himself as a visionary and leader in technology and whose guidance is helping the university prepare students for the technological challenges of the 21st century and beyond. Your 40 years of business experience spans several industries, including 25 years as Chief Information Officer and Technology Leader, and progressing to CEO of several public and privately held companies. Currently, you're the managing partner of T2 Capital Partners, a private investment company investing in a broad range of leading technologies and businesses. You've held technology leadership positions at some of the most recognizable consumer brand names in the world: Dell Computer, 3Com, Palm, Kraft, and Sara Lee. You've created game-changing software technologies to improve online business and customer service. During your tenure at Sara Lee, for instance, you created a Salesforce automation distribution and marketing system that later was developed into a Harvard Business School case study. Your family has deep roots in Loretto, in Marion County, Kentucky, where you were born in the same farmhouse as your father and your grandfather. But you grew up in Louisville, where you developed a work ethic and an aptitude for technology very early in your life. You held down several jobs to help pay for your Catholic education at St. Xavier High School, where you graduated in 1967, and where you were inducted into the Alumni Hall of Honors in 2008. As a member of the 101st Army Reserve, you use your computer knowledge to help computerize military manuals and documents. You've won numerous industry and technology awards, including Ernst & Young Entrepreneur 2001 while at Hot Commerce, and the Computer World Smithsonian Award while at 3Com. And you've shared your expertise by serving on more than 20 corporate and industry advisory boards. When you joined the board of directors of Phoenix Resources Technologies in 2000, CEO Ron Wilkins lauded your, quote, proven insight, direction, and ability to consistently exceed company objectives in the fast-changing internet world. At Bellarmine University, where you graduated with a bachelor's degree in commerce, you've long shared your industry knowledge as we anticipated our future technology needs. And you gave us valuable insight as we conceptualized in the first instance and launched our new Institute for Advanced Analytics. At my request, you graciously agreed to serve on the trustee advisory committee that helped develop the Institute, which began offering its first class this semester. The Institute eventually will offer analytics training at the undergraduate, graduate, and continuing education levels and ensure that core skills pertaining to evidence-based decision-making are integrated into the liberal arts experience offered to every Bellarmine student, regardless of major. You and your wife, Sandra, live in St. Petersburg, Florida, where you enjoy piloting your 47-foot sailboat, and I enjoy you piloting your 47-foot sailboat, thank you. You've also helped your alma mater to steer a steady course as a former chair and member of the Bellarmine Board of Trustees. In 2011, you were honored as Bellarmine University's Alumnus of the Year. You have 2 children and 3 grandchildren, one of whom, Tyler, is currently a sophomore here at Bellarmine. At Bellarmine University, we seek to foster within our students the intellectual, moral, ethical, and professional competencies for successful living, work, leadership, and service to others. Through the liberal arts, we encourage them to explore the world, starting within themselves, and to ask ultimate questions. Through the Emerging Institute for Advanced Analytics, we will integrate the liberal arts and technology across the curriculum, maximizing our students' ability to turn information into knowledge and to use that knowledge to create ultimate solutions. For your inspiring example and vision, and your vision of technological entrepreneurship, and for your inestimable knowledge and leadership as we move forward in this area, Bellarmine University is honored to award on this, the 17th day of December in the year 2014, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. To you, Tom Thomas. I'll put this on you, and then I'll give you the diploma, and then if you would stand there while I you do it. Knocking your hat off. Thank you very much. Very exciting for me, too. Just stay right there. By the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Kentucky and the trustees of Bellarmine University, it gives me great pleasure to confer on you, Thomas L. Thomas, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. Welcome to your second Bellarmine degree. Congratulations. We'll let you go. I'm now pleased to present Mr. James Allen, Chairman and CEO of Hilliard Lyons, member of our Board of Trustees, head of the Investment Committee, member of the Executive Committee, and he's going to introduce our commencement speaker. Please welcome Mr. Jim Allen.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to introduce your commencement speaker, Mr. Thomas L. Thomas. As we've just heard, Mr. Thomas is one of the most highly regarded information technology experts in the business world. Throughout his career, he has used his vast knowledge to help companies harness technology to make their interactions with other businesses run more smoothly and to ensure that their customers have positive experiences. It is this visionary approach to technology that made Mr. Thomas such a perfect resource for Bellarmine as the university dreamed about a new academic focus that has become the Institute for Advanced Analytics. I look forward to hearing what insights he has to share with us this evening. It is my honor to introduce your commencement speaker, Mr. Tom Thomas.
Thank you very much. See if I can get these down at my eye level here. How was everyone? Great night, huh? Well, thank you, President McGowan, Jay as I'm normally call him, for that kind and thoughtful introduction, and Jim as well. Good evening, graduates, parents, aunts, uncles, friends, family, all sorts of different people in the group, huh? What a great night. Faculty and trustees, a lot of my friends here on the trustees, we've been together for many years at this great university, and I can't tell you how much loyalty and spirit there is amongst this group from when they were out there like you are tonight. I'm very excited to be here and quite humbled and honored, actually speechless, but that's not really true because I have a speech. And you're going to be listening to it here for a little while, but frankly, quite speechless at an opportunity like this as a class of Bellarmine University. Some of my family, as Dr. McGowan mentioned, are here. I'd like to just point them out to you because I'm really proud and happy they're here. My wife, Sandra, and if you'd stand up just for a second there, I'll embarrass you. My daughter, Tammy. Grandson, Tyler, as Dr. McGowan says, a sophomore here at Bellarmine. My brother, Pat, and his wife, Julie. Julie's family is in from Colombia in South America. Congratulations on this awesome day. Perhaps I should say, grab onto your game controller, because your life is going to be a serious game. It's going to get more complicated, faster moving, more challenging, interesting, yet rewarding, fun. Got to have a little fun. than you ever could imagine going forward, starting today. Now, it will not be Mass Effect, but it will certainly be information-driven. You will constantly be observing, learning, analyzing, and reacting. Lots of unknowns. I wish I could tell you what's going to happen, but there's going to be a lot of unknowns because it's moving very, very fast. But you will be amongst 7 billion people on the planet, of which 6.8 billion of that 7 have cell phone subscriptions. 63 people out of every 100 in Africa have a cell phone subscription. In your lifetime, information is going to be completely ubiquitous. It's going to be an equalizer. Every person on the planet with access to every piece of information known. It's going to be pretty amazing. Now, with that comes a lot of responsibility. Responsibility for privacy, for integrity, for honesty. There's going to be a level of uncharted areas that we're not used to yet, and you're going to be part of defining those. The rules of the past and the things that we have all learned are not going to be the same, but you will be very, very, very key and important in doing that. So I want you to think about that just for a minute, and I want to say a few words to mom and dad, family, and friends. First of all, mom and dad, grandparents, family, how about a big yoga sigh? Like, we made it. We're here. Tears are okay, dads too. Laughing is good, and high fives are a must. So lower the pulse rate and breathe. Sit back and relax. I want you to enjoy the evening's festivities. You've earned it. As you've heard from Dr. McGowan's introduction, I grew up here in Louisville. And of course, the correct vernacular, actually in Loretto, the correct vernacular is Marion County, as Bill Samuels will attest. Later moved to Louisville, as he mentioned. And of course, that number one question in Louisville, where'd you go to high school? Someone asked me that walking down the aisle tonight, right here. Where'd you go to high school? Isn't that always the Louisville question? So graduation day, I remember that day in May, parents, now many years ago, out on the front lawn, Newburgh Road. The event was held outdoors, and everyone was praying for good weather. Everything was set up in all of its formal fanfare, much like tonight. Hundreds of those brown, what I call Catholic school brown folding chairs. The sun was shining, emotions were high, tears were flowing, and lots of people nervous and anxious for the day. I don't think my mother ever sat back in her chair for 2 solid hours. After all, her oldest son was graduating from college, and he was the first one in the family to ever achieve that milestone. It was an emotional, proud day. My father, on the other hand, I suspect, was reliving all those days, trying to figure out where do we get the money, and going back and forth to the Bank of Loretto and borrowing money each semester so we could get through this journey here at Bellarmine. I recalled the discussions at the kitchen table and the questions: what college to attend, who to study, where to study, are you serious, are you committed, what do you want to do in life, and where we're going to get the money. You know, this is a big investment. Sound familiar? Did you have those discussions? I suspect so. So you can fast forward now a few years, and you're here as a result of all of that hard work, sacrifices, the hopes, dreams, all of the advice and coaching, not to mention the gazillion Facebook posts, text, Instagrams, emails to track progress and keep the family updated. At times it must seem like tracking a space shuttle or a hurricane, but a lot less predictable. Lastly, as we say in the technology business, when we're on the verge of making a big deal, we look at each other and we say, we're making a big bet. I sure hope it works. Well, I can assure you the big bet that you and your graduate made to pursue a degree from Bellarmine University is well worth it. And the payback will show up in ways that you cannot even imagine today. Okay, so graduates, what an achievement. I'd like you to do one thing for me first before I give you a few comments about what's happening in the world today. I want you to stand up, look over at your family, and give them a big applause. Thank them for all of that service, sacrifices they shouldn't have made, but they did. And they are a big part of you being here today. Now, when you're sitting down, I'd like you to turn to the person next to you and give them a high five or a fist bump or a hug and say, "Congratulations. From this day forward, you are a member of a special club." We all like social clubs, right? You're a member of a very special club. The Bellarmine University Graduates 2014. I predict that at some point in your life and careers, you will cross paths with many of the people in this group. Recently, there were 6 of us, 6 members of the trustees from the same starting freshman class out there in 1967. Who would have guessed we would all wind up together on the same board 40 years later? We still have a few beers together, tell war stories, and they're same stories, but they're good. 40 years later, some of us actually do business together. But that's the club, and you're now part of it. So remember those who are around you when you go on with all the festivities and the rest of your life. You're here today because you achieved something really important. Yes, you have the support, the love, the benefit of the many sacrifices made for you. But most of all, you are here for yourself. This is your moment. It's your reward for all of the dedication and hard work. And it starts now. So a little bit truth-telling first. You know, you've heard, in fact, I'm really sort of amazed at some of the things that, nice comments that Dr. McGowan made. But I will tell you, it's been fun. I've had fun for 40 years, and you will too. So when I was preparing my thoughts for what I might say to you today, I decided to do what every good executive would do in the world today. And what's that? I Googled it. And what pops up but a speech by Bono of the rock band U2. He starts his speech by declaring, "I am Bono of the rock band U2, and I am a rock star." I thought about this, and realized he had gotten the audience's attention. So I thought I would try it on you. I am Tom Thomas, Bellarmine University, and I am not a rock star. But I am Bellarmine's first techno geek, and I'm proud of it. Now you might say Dr. Geek. So the second truth-telling is that prior to graduating from Bellarmine, I received a note from the registrar's office stating that unless I settled up all of my unpaid parking tickets, I would not be getting my diploma. Pretty embarrassing. Now, in my defense, I was busy with school, working, I was in the Army Reserve. I did not have time to go around every time and find a parking spot all the way over at Knights Hall or Norris Place. I had things to do. So if you fast forward many years later, I received a similar notice from the University of South Carolina, where my daughter Tammy was about to graduate. And the whole notice, I knew this story, right? She had to settle up her tickets before she could get her diploma. Now, I lived in Chicago and she was in Columbia. You can imagine that phone call. She did outshine her dad because she had twice as many tickets and a lot more expensive. The last truth, and I'll get on with it, is that when I was a freshman here, there was a major new technological advancement. and it was the microwave oven. Now, it's going to seem odd to you, but it makes sense once you've spent a lifetime in technology because it's a required tool for doing software development in a startup company. One of the first comments is, "Where's the microwave?" So all these years it has endured, so now you know the truth. High-tech guy meets microwave oven. So moving on, when I climbed the hill out there for the first time in 1967, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do in my life. I had a chosen major, knew that a college degree was very important. I wanted to have a successful career, get married, have a family, all of those things which were quite typical at the time. But I have to tell you, I would never have guessed in my wildest imagination from leaving Bellarmine University the incredible journey I was about to begin. You know, our lives are filled with turning points, like yours here today. They can be filled with risks and many unknowns. You will be challenged, and it will take courage to take those risks and put your mark on the world. I basically grew up with the computer and technology industry as it was developing. The primary use back then was how can we improve business? How can we change the speed and the way we do business? Not realizing at the same time we were about to change the speed of life. And that was only the start. And since then, the pace of change and the flow of information has accelerated at tremendous speeds and has continued for the world. And now, in your world, it's real time, and you're at the epicenter. You're the first generation to grow up with the internet. You are the Facebook, Google, and YouTube generation. We read newspapers, and you have blogs and news feeds. You post embarrassing moments on Facebook, and we're glad we didn't. 300 megabytes of storage. It took 300 megabytes of storage to go to the moon 5 or 6 times. You, with your cell phones and iPods, use 500 times that getting to the next class. To you, friend is not a noun, it's a verb. You have Tinder to search for a date, changing how people mate. You have WeWork to find a place to work and do business. You have Uber at the push of a button to pick you up and drive you around from place to place, no car needed. And lastly, up till now, you've been penalized for making mistakes. I'm now telling you to go out, make a few, learn from them, adjust, and innovate. I've been fortunate to be part of some of the most significant changes over the past 50 years. Starting with the early days of the first business computers being introduced. New breakthrough programming languages. We called it COBOL. You call it Java. We've got lots of different languages that have changed over the years. The PC was developed. Database technology, network devices, Ethernet, mobile apps, cloud computing, even traffic light cameras, and sensor detection in automobiles, big data, and the like. So I have been through all of those, and I will tell you this moment, it's just getting started. It is just getting started. The proliferation of information, as I mentioned earlier, the access to it, is going to dramatically change it. I had the chance to work in a field that was in its infancy, one that was at its very, very early stages. But the truly awesome part of that, as I sit back and look at it now, is that it's work that we did that's now become fundamental to everybody's lives. On the journey, I had the opportunity to work with a lot of extremely talented people. People who have become industry icons. Microsoft, Bill Gates, Michael Dell, Dell Computer, Larry Ellison at Oracle, Eric Benamou at 3Com, Donna Dubinsky at developing the Palm, and of course Steve Jobs at Apple, just to mention a few. So what's a common thread of all these people? They worked really hard. They're passionate, and they take advantage of opportunities that come their way, and they don't know what's going to happen in the future, but it doesn't deter them. Sandra and I have lived coast to coast in the United States and a few states in between. I've traveled and worked in more countries throughout the world than I can recall. Sandra often refers to us as gypsies. I've spent a lifetime of observing, learning, processing, and reacting. You're going to hear that several times because that's the crux of it. So what are the big messages, you might say? Discoveries, perhaps some insights. I'm not going to be so bold as to think that I have it all figured out, but there are a few important ones that I think may be worth a few minutes to describe to you. The first is intuition. There will be times when you will rely on your gut and your intuition in dealing with life's most important decisions. Intuition occurs in the moment. My decision to take the first job that introduced me to the emerging world of technology was made as a result of intuition. I applied for a job when I was a student here at Bellarmine with one of the large Louisville companies to work in the mailroom. I got the job. A few months into it, I noticed that they were building this secret-looking room. It was basically to house a new machine that they had bought that had been brought into the company to do bookkeeping and accounting. It was called the 360 computer. So being curious, I frequently asked about it and was told that if I wanted to come in at night, watch them operate this computer, I could, but I wouldn't be paid. I came in at night on the third shift. I observed, I asked questions, I learned a lot, and found in the process that I had an interest and a knack for it. So I went on and continued to do this for a few months. I was offered a position out of that mailroom into a job in accounting, more in line with the degree that I was pursuing. It was a great job they offered. It made sense. The facts supported the decision to take it. I also learned about an entry-level job in this new unknown area called data processing, where I had been learning to work with this new computer. By the way, everyone in the data center seemed to be wearing horn-rimmed glasses, so I fit right in. But I was told this computer machine was a new, somewhat risky project, and no one knew if it would last. So my head and the facts said, no, don't do this. My gut intuition said, yes. I took the job. It never occurred to me that I might fail. The second instance of intuition occurred much later in my career. When I was in charge of information systems at Kraft and we lived in Chicago, I received a call from a man by the name of Sam with an Arkansas area code. Now, he called back 5 or 6 times. I didn't know a man named Sam in Arkansas. But after a while, it was kind of annoying, so I said, okay, I'll call this guy back and see what's going on. Well, it turned out that was Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, the Walmart. Remember that place? Now, that was a big deal. So Sam, after a series of interviews, and Sandra and I spent time in Bentonville, offered us an executive position running all technology for Walmart. At the same time, we had to think about a lot of things. We came back and scratched our head and probably had a drink of wine or two and said, what are we going to do about this? I received another call from a small technology company in Austin, Dell Computer. All the employees in the company at the time could fit in this auditorium, probably on the floor. I was curious and intrigued, so I went to meet this 24-year-old by the name of Michael Dell and hear what his plans were. He said, he and I hit it off, and he said, You know, we need an executive to run information systems in this small company. We also need some adult supervision. Now, I was a grand old somewhere like 42 or something, so I'm not sure that was a compliment or what, but at one time I was the oldest guy in the company. I'll have to admit that right now. Another truth telling. You know, this company was small. The average age was 23 years old. There were many unknowns in its future. They were smart. They wore jeans and T-shirts, ate popcorn in meetings, and ran around like their hair was on fire. A long way from the three-piece suits and corporate jets at Kraft in Chicago. So I had another case of left brain or intuition. My head and facts said take the Walmart job. My gut and intuition said take the Dell job. So Sandra and I bought some new jeans. Now, I will tell you that intuition is in no way a replacement for preparation or hard work, but it certainly plays a very important part. Okay, so now what do? You're here standing at the edge. It's a great day for you. The rest of your life is like right out of the end of this aisleway here in just a few minutes. So in the middle of all this change, what are some key attributes that endure? And I'll tell you, there's a few things because a lot of the activities in the world, as I said, are moving real time. So I would really like to impress upon you just a couple. One is trust. To me, I've learned that trust is your most important currency, especially in a connected world. Think about it. You're entering information, you're responding, you're reacting, you're doing things. Now a lot of that is all done in this sort of anonymous world in a lot of ways. And I emphasize world because that is the stage that you're acting on. It's not Louisville, it's not Jefferson County, it's not Kentucky, it's not the United States. It truly is a world stage that you are beginning to work through. Be a leader. Take responsibility, not just in a generic sense, but in your actions and your behavior. Be prepared. Sounds like a Boy Scouts. It's true. Be prepared. Lead the way. Whether it's in education, business, engineering, communications, arts, sciences, stand up for what you believe. The commitment to be a leader comes from inside yourself. That desire to lead the parade rather than watch it pass by. I strongly believe, and I've spent a lot of time, as I mentioned, with a lot of people, leaders are ordinary people with incredible determination. Integrity, like fingerprints, your reputation stays with you for life. Take care to build it. Take care to shape it. Be proud of it. It will define who you are. By the way, in today's world, everything is remembered and kept forever. Your reputation is a reflection of your values, confirmed by your actions. The truth is that you always know the right things to do. The hard part's doing them. People and relationships. That leaves us with people, relationships, and our social interactions and skills. Remember, you must have times where you turn off your computer. I know it's difficult. Turn off your cell phone. You need to actually look at those who are near you, who are around you, and understand that it is humans that are ultimately the most important thing to us, not all the other things. I have managed people in Russia, China, Malaysia, India, Ireland, South America, all over the world. And I think you will discover, as I have, that the majority of people the world over, regardless of race, color, or position in life, all fundamentally want the same thing: a prosperous, safe world and peace amongst us. Resilience in the human spirit is truly amazing. You will find that curiosity, enthusiasm, and passion, and a desire to succeed are contagious. You'll find there's nothing better someday than hanging out with your grandchild, watching them grow and learn. Or in my case, watching my grandsons learn to play baseball and learning the game of life, teaming with others to achieve a goal. Remember, you have a supporting and loving family that helped you get here. Don't forget it. You have a degree from one of the finest universities on the planet. And I can say that honestly, not biasly, because I've spent a lot of time with people from all the names you name: Harvard, Northwestern, I could go through the whole list, Stanford, Berkeley. And you know what? I never once felt like I wasn't an equal and we weren't in the same game. I would also like you to paint that picture of what's possible in your head. It will create the natural energy for you to go get things done. Hang on, have some fun. The speed of life is going to pick you up, and you really need to be ready for it. Observe, listen, and learn from the present. It will enable you to anticipate the future. So in closing, I'm reminded of some advice that I received from General Norman Schwarzkopf, you can Google it later, many years ago, who at the time was in charge of the Central Command of the U.S. Army during the first Gulf War, about the time many of you actually were probably born. I was at dinner with him, Michael Dell, and a couple of other executives, and I asked him what advice he would give us young executives as we go forward in our careers. He said without hesitation, when put in charge, take charge. So I say to you, it's your future. Take care of it and take charge of it. Congratulations again, and thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas. I really enjoyed that. I've had the privilege of a great friendship with Tom and with Sandra now for over 20 years. I can't believe that, but that's true. And everything that he said to you was true. He has worked hard. He's been a pioneer in the whole developments out of Silicon Valley, and he remains a great person whose values are rooted in the liberal arts. And that, I think, is a tremendous advantage that you have as well. So we're very proud of you, Tom, and very grateful for sharing your insights. It is now my great pleasure to present the Monsignor Alfred Hargan Medal to Connie L. Jaquith. Come on down. It's my great pleasure to present the Alfred Hargan Medal, named, of course, for our founding president. This year, the medal is given to a woman whose keen ability to discern where Bellarmine's mission intersected with the passions of our community's corporate citizens paved the way for Vision 2020 and the thriving university we are today. Ms. Connie Jaquith served as Director of Corporate and Foundation Giving at Bellarmine from 1993 to 2008. And within that time, she developed an incredible understanding not only of Bellarmine, but of higher education as a whole. She also developed excellent relationships with major donors and decision makers at local foundations and corporations, and had an unerring instinct for how best to connect the university with those people. She had a true gift for conceptualizing, for seeing the big picture. This became quite evident to me when she reviewed my draft of the first strategic plan for Bellarmine. like a true administrator, I had organized the plan by department, area, and division, listing goals, priorities, everything else. To me, it was a flawless exercise. But Connie took a look at it, and she advised me that it's not a strategic plan. I said, what do you mean? It should be a strategic plan should be driven by larger goals and themes. It should be indeed a vision for the university. In addition to writing successful grants, Connie did other important writing for the university. She worked on the faculty formation, a building capacity project that we had, and our accreditation report for the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. She also was instrumental in helping secure a grant from the CENS Foundation, the family foundation of Humana co-founder David Jones, that allowed Bellarmine University to embark on a transformational 7-year project called The Courage to Teach. Led by respected teacher and author Parker Palmer, the project's participants were reawakened to their love of teaching and were renewed and were truly moved. Connie is also a fascinating person in her own right. I was about to say artist, and I think I would bring that in. Her grandest ambition as a young girl was to be a cowboy. While she ended up following a different trail, she's an avid collector of Native American and South American art, and currently is involved with the museum in Arizona, where many of her collected pieces will reside. She's an accomplished photographer and proud member of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Parker Palmer, the Courage to Teach author, often speaks of, quoting him, the capacity for connectedness. The best teachers, he says, cultivate that connectedness with themselves and with their students and also with their colleagues and the world at large. Connie Jaquith's capacity for connectedness is immense, and she's used it to the great benefit of Bellarmine University, our faculty, our students, and the community and region. So it's my sincere honor and pleasure today, my personal delight, to present the Monsignor Alfred Hargan Medal to Ms. Connie Jaquith.
Congratulations, Connie. We are pleased to honor an undergraduate who has achieved academic excellence in his studies with the Archbishop's Medal. The medal goes to Cameron Gardner. Cameron is a member of the lacrosse team, is graduating summa cum laude from the W. Fielding Rubel School of Business with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Finance and Accounting. Well, I called Cameron early this week when this award was determined, and he's at home preparing for the National Lacrosse tryouts, so he could not be with us, but please join me in congratulating Cameron. The deans of the university will now present to the president the candidates who have completed the requirements for their Bellarmine degrees. Dr. Fenton.
President McGowan, I have the honor to present this scroll with the names of the candidates for degrees from the Bellarmine College of Arts and Sciences. These candidates have learned tools and techniques to allow them to search and analyze data. They can apply logic and problem-solving skills to professional and ethical situations, and they are prepared to navigate the network of systems that make up our society. The members of the December graduating class of 2014 have fully complied with the requirements of their respective degrees. This class includes the first recipient of the new Bachelor of Music degree. Unfortunately, he's not here. On behalf of the distinguished faculty of Bellarmine College, I congratulate these graduates on their many fine accomplishments, and I recommend to the Board of Trustees that their degrees be conferred.
President McGowan, I have the honor to present this scroll with the names of the candidates for degrees from the W. Fielding Rubel School of Business. The candidates will join a very distinguished group of Rubel School alumni including current and past senior executives of many national and international firms, such as our honoree Tom Thomas, and executives from Reynolds American, Churchill Downs, Dish Network, Signature Healthcare, Stockyards Bank, Brown Jordan International, and many others. Their efforts were also recently recognized by the Princeton Review, which has named the Rubel School of Business a top 300 business school based on feedback from the graduates. Since the graduates have fully complied with all requirements and have been recommended by the faculty to the trustees of the university, I ask that their respective degrees be conferred upon them. Congratulations, graduates.
President McGowan, I have the distinct pleasure to present this scroll to you with the names of the degree candidates from the Donna and Allen Lansing School of Nursing and Health Sciences. This scroll contains the names of candidates for graduation from the doctoral program in nursing practice, as well as the Masters of Science in Nursing and Masters of Health Science degrees, and baccalaureate programs in nursing, exercise science, medical laboratory science, and respiratory therapy. These candidates will walk across the stage and receive degrees that are dedicated to the provision of health care and the promotion of wellness in society. These professionals will enter the community as vital members of the interdisciplinary health care team, seeking to apply their heart, mind, and spirit to promote health and wellness, facilitate healing, and alleviate the suffering of others. Dr. McGowan, these candidates have fully complied with the requirements of their degree programs and are recommended for graduation to the Board of Trustees by the Lansing School faculty. I respectfully request that these baccalaureate, master's, and doctoral degrees be conferred.
President McGowan, I have the honor of representing the distinguished faculty and staff of the Ansley Fraser Thornton School of Education. It is on their behalf that I'm pleased to present this scroll with the names of our candidates for degrees in education, including the baccalaureate degree, the Master of Arts in Teaching, the Master of Arts in Education, Education Specialist degree, and the Doctor of Philosophy. Teaching is the oldest and one of the most distinguished professions. The teaching profession in the 21st century is a thrilling vocation and requires a new kind of teacher. For example, it has been noted by corporate leaders and scholars that 65% of today's elementary-age children will end up in jobs that haven't yet been created. Thus, the skills required of graduates a decade from now shall be quite different from graduates today. Though some of the traditional ways of teaching will continue, much in today's 21st century classroom is changing as new evidence-based practices are discovered to meet the needs of every learner. Bellarmine teachers, principals, and superintendents are prepared to meet modern-day challenges in inner-city, suburban, and rural schools. Building upon a solid liberal arts experience, our undergraduates from Bellarmine learned from Bellarmine College faculty things that inspire broad and creative reflection. Our education graduates go on to learn new ways of helping children become effective problem solvers, visionaries, and thinkers using today's technologies. And they will keep learning throughout their careers, just as those in medicine and other professions are expected to continue their education. The sacred mission of all teachers that they accept is this: to help every child, whether born to privilege or poverty, to grow into adults capable of achieving their American dream. We wish our graduates Godspeed and invoke the words spoken by Angela Merici, the 16th century saint. With the help of God, you will do much good for others. Dr. McGowan, we are very pleased indeed to recommend these fine candidates to the Board of Trustees for conferral of their respective degrees. Congratulations.
President McGowan, I have the honor to present this scroll with the names of the candidates for degrees from the Bellarmine University School of Communication. These students possess the skills to communicate effectively and efficiently in a rapidly changing industry. They are trained to be educated consumers and ethical producers of all forms of communication. And these students have a foundation in communication theory that will guide them as communication professionals in a dynamic workplace and in a media-driven society. Since these students have fully complied with the requirements of their degree program and have been recommended by the faculty of the School of Communication, I ask that their degrees be conferred.
President McGowan, I present the list of students who have completed degree requirements in the School of Environmental Studies. These students have a demonstrated commitment to a sustainable future and have developed the knowledge and expertise to act on and manifest that vision. It's with gratitude and confidence that I entrust them with the destiny of our planet and its people. Since these students have fully complied with the requirements of their degree program and have been recommended by the faculty of the School of Environmental Studies, I ask that their degrees be conferred.
Will all the candidates for degrees and members of the faculty please rise?
So I've just received those scrolls from the deans. I very quickly read through every one just to check the names, see who's been naughty, who's been nice, and so on. And by the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Kentucky and the trustees of Bellarmine University, I hereby confer upon the students of Bellarmine University, whose names have just been presented on the official scrolls, the degrees to which they are respectively entitled. Now, graduates, please don your hoods, the symbol of your academic rights and duties. Dr. Thomas, I'm thinking of the image of the future that you shared with us. Everything is going to change and change quickly, but we're still going to be using medieval hoods at graduation time. I just want to point that out. So please be seated when you're all set. On behalf of Bellarmine University's Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, and alumni, it's my great personal pleasure to congratulate you on the successful achievement of your Bellarmine degrees. And I officially welcome you into the distinguished company of the more than 22,000 alumni and alumnae throughout the world who constitute the Bellarmine Alumni Association. So way to go. Once again, congratulations to my friend and colleague, former trustee Tom Thomas, on your well-deserved honorary degree. And Tom, on behalf of all of us, your fellow trustees, the faculty, and all of us, I thank you for the leadership and insight you've provided throughout the years, but in particular as we shaped our new Institute for Analytics, as we have a sense that that's on to something in terms of whatever is going to be happening. An ability to draw value from data and manage data is going to be a basic skill, frankly. Your professional experience and entrepreneurial spirit were invaluable to us in conceptualizing this venture, and countless future students, as well as our city and region, will be the beneficiaries. In class of 2014, tonight we confer 159 combined undergraduate and graduate degrees. I know many of you have family and friends here with you to celebrate this important milestone. I want you to know that your Bellarmine family and I are also very proud of you, each and every one of you. Attaining a Bellarmine degree is no easy task. It takes great intelligence, energy, diligence, discipline, and as Dr. Thomas mentioned, plain hard work. Bellarmine trustees, faculty, staff, and I are fully aware that every single one of you this evening has his own inspiring story. But if you'll indulge me for a few minutes, I'd like to share a story of several of your graduates, just to give you a kind of a sense of yourselves as a group. I first mentioned Ms. Morgan Kern, an honors graduate in environmental science and biology. She's held an unusual summer job during her time at Bellarmine. She's championed endangered species protection as a fish and wildlife technician at Mammoth Cave Freshwater Mussel Research Facility operated by the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources. In addition to overseeing operations at the State Mussel Lab, she has mobilized volunteers to help place hatchery-raised mollusks back in their native river habitats. This fall, she collaborated with Dr. Martha Carlson-Mazer to write and submit a research article describing her experimental work on mussels. Morgan plans to pursue her passion for rare bivalves as a graduate student for next year. So let's hear it from Morgan. Good. Morgan, are you out there? Let's see. Good, there you are, thank you. Ms. Zainab Wasip, who completed her BA in Business Administration in the summer, is from Baghdad, Iraq. She attended Bellarmine through the Iraqi Student Project, a grassroots effort to help war-displaced Iraqi students attain an undergraduate education. Iraq's own educational system is in ruins. The Chronicle of Higher Education reported in 2007 that hundreds of professors and students in Iraq have been killed or kidnapped, hundreds more have fled, and those who remain face daily threats of violence. Students in Iraq are without teachers, books, or computers. The Iraqi Student Project helps Iraq's young people acquire the undergraduate education they'll most surely need to participate in the rebuilding of their country. So to you, Zainab, we congratulate you as well. Mr. Faustine Najimana has traveled a long road to arrive here tonight, a native of Rwanda in Central Africa. He had just started college at the National University of Rwanda when the genocide began in April 1994. That July, he fled the country for his safety, leaving his family behind. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, he lived in refugee camps for the next 6 months, almost dying of dysentery before a Catholic aid organization arrived with life-saving medicine. With the help of a Franciscan nun who paid for his plane ticket, he eventually made it to Senegal, West Africa, and then in 1997 to Louisville as a refugee sponsored by Catholic Charities. He spoke no English and had nothing but a backpack, but he was determined to work hard, rebuild his life, and become financially independent. He saw education as a key. He entered Jefferson Technical Community College almost as soon as he arrived in Louisville, and he did that to learn English. He took evening classes and worked during the day to support himself and the family he left in Rwanda. In May 2002, Faustine received an MBA from the University of Louisville, and tonight he receives his Master's in Taxation from Bellarmine University. What a story. We congratulate you. Finally, I'd like to say a few words about Mr. Will Ford. As one of his professors put it, where there's a Will Ford, there's a way. Very good, very good. In his 7 semesters at Bellarmine, this communication and political science graduate has definitely left his mark on the campus community, and we look forward to seeing what he's going to do next. Will created and organized the popular Outsized Influence, that was the name of the music festival that was held at Bellarmine during the Labor Day weekend, and Maureen and I were very happy to attend that. It featured all sorts of music written and performed by Bellarmine students and alumni. Talk about a great artistic experience, but also, if you're a president, something that makes you immensely proud, once again, of our alums. Working with music faculty members Todd Hildreth and Ben Aguilar, he developed the event, ran social media and event promotions, coordinated with the artists, and did all the behind-the-scenes grunt work. As a show host, a music director for Bellarmine Radio, and as a reporter and editor-in-chief for the Concord, Will's helped our campus media grow while always keeping the focus on the Bellarmine community. He says that in his time at Bellarmine, he encouraged everyone to get involved and make an impact along the lines of Dr. Thomas's encouragement. It doesn't have to be a big impact, he said, and you don't have to have the loudest voice, but at least have a voice and use it out there. While wildly different in the details, so Will, I want to recognize you. Where are you, babe? There he is. While wildly different in the details, what these 4 stories have in common is the protagonist's desire to make a difference in the world and to make their voices heard. And I believe that's one of the values that sets Bellarmine apart, Bellarmine graduate apart. In your time here, you've learned the skills and knowledge that will help you be successful in whatever career path you choose. But you've also come to realize that you're part of something bigger and that you can have a positive and lasting impact on those around you. I'm confident that each and every one of you, as you go forth from this very special place, will continue to create meaningful lives for yourselves and also to make positive contributions to your fellow human beings in our city, our region, and our world. So please join me, therefore, to give yourselves a round of applause as proud members of the Bellarmine University class of 2014. Earlier this month, I had the honor of speaking at the inaugural Bellarmine Illuminaria event at Our Lady of the Woods Chapel, and many of you were there. This was a new event conceptualized and designed by students as a way of celebrating this season of love and light. And tonight, I'm again thinking of the powerful symbolism of light. It's certainly a wonderful religious reference, and it's there in the opening words of the Bible, "Let there be light." Throughout the Old and New Testaments, light is regularly associated with God, of course, with salvation and with truth. And at Bellarmine, we also use the symbolism of light and illumination. It's one of our university values, illumination in the sense of the pursuit of enlightenment, understanding, and truth in the face of the darkness of ignorance. And we say that all in Veritatis Amore, in the love of truth. The blazing torch in the lower right quadrant of Bellarmine's crest in our coat of arms symbolizes the light of truth and love shining through, above, and beyond the darkness of ignorance and hatred. Bellarmine University serves as a beacon of life for this community, and you, as graduates and ambassadors of this university, hold a spark of that light within you. As our inspiration, Thomas Merton, whose 100th birthday we celebrate this year, wrote about the epiphany he had in downtown Louisville in 1958, each one of you is shining like the sun. We are a community of light, therefore, class of 2014, and as you go from this place, you carry that light within you. And Godspeed to each of you. And thank you for your service, your wisdom, and your faith as you go forward and light up all the corners of the world. So once again, congratulations, newest alumnae and alumni of Bellarmine University, and happy holidays. It's now my pleasure to present Dr. Pfeffer, who will be reading the names, and she has been up all night for the past 3 nights getting them correct. So Dr. Pfeffer, welcome to the podium.
Will the degree recipients please come forward to receive your diplomas when invited by the marshal? The following doctoral degree recipient is from the Ansley Fraser Thornton School of Education. Doctor of Philosophy in Education and Social Change graduate, Mary Beth Stevens. The following doctoral degree recipients are from the Donna and Allen Lansing School of Nursing and Health Sciences. Doctor of Nursing practice graduates, Audria Gail Dinker. Dolores Marie Jacobs. Kristen Jean Pickerel. The following educational specialist degree recipient is from the Ansley Fraser Thornton School of Education: Cynthia Jane Shelby. The following master's degree recipients are from the W. Fielding Rubel School of Business: Master of Business Administration graduates: Katrina Lee Bartlett, Jane Adele Bauer, Elliot Hartwell Boyd, Francisco Xavier Cano Gomez, Lauren Kennedy Cherry, Cielo Maria Esmerel, Chelsea Christine Faber, Heather Nicole Geary, Robbie Ghosh, Jorge Alejandro Posa, Brian Matthew Gunter, Habiba Hamzabegovich, Brendan Joseph Engargiola, Alan Thomas Janes, Catherine Anne Marie Kesson, Allison Joy Copper, Cecilia Agnes Kovacs, Claire Billis Krebs, Lindsay Taylor Krebs, Kayla Marie Kunzman, Emily Kathleen Labertu, Michael James Mabry, Marty Masden, Fahira Mehmedovich, Anita Nuhanovich, Krishna Patel, Catherine Patricia Peterson, Deidre Alexandra Pappas, James William Ray Jr., Rachel Elise Schaefer, Colin Bernard Senard, Paul William Tappendorf, Thomas Neal Thompson, John Grant Wheeler, Angelica Nicole Williams, Jessica Lynn Woodrow, Master of Science in Taxation graduates, Sarah Louise Abraham. John Joseph Ackerman, and John's diploma is being presented to him by his father, Mr. Joe Ackerman, a member of the Bellarmine Board of Overseers. Charles Dominic Francisconi. Faustine Dajijamana. Cheryl Hume Simon. The following master's degree recipients are from the Donna and Allen Lansing School of Nursing and Health Sciences. Master of Science in Nursing graduates, Courtney Lee Bache. Tam Ton Young. Jennifer Lynn Gordon. Gregory Allen Hart. Esther Mafunda. Megan Elizabeth Newman. Karen Ann Boone Rich. Nicole Seraphin. Rebecca Lynn Voles. Rachel Brooke Weedman. The following master's degree recipients are from the Ansley Fraser Thornton School of Education, Master of Arts in Education graduates, Victoria Ann Atkins. Megan Ann Clark. Candace Nicole Crawford. Joshua John Conzel. Stacy Lynn LaRue. Leslie Martin Scrine. Adam David Wilson. Master of Arts in Teaching graduates, Rebecca Lee Allen. Rebecca's diploma is being presented to her by her father, Mr. Jim Allen, a member of the Bellarmine Board of Trustees. Michael Carter Borho. Elspeth Anderson Buxton. Rosalind Elizabeth Duff. Carol Nicole Getz. Christopher Aaron Gomez. Jason Andrew Langford. Alisa Christine Lorenz. Sagan Joe Massey. Jennifer Lee Morris. Benjamin Gerald Paris. Danielle Nicole Piper. Mary Agnes Smith. Lauren Elizabeth Villanueva. Charity Nicole Yelton. The following master's degree recipients are from the School of Communication. Master of Arts in Communication graduates. Emmeline Brown. Emmeline's diploma is being presented to her by her father, Dr. Robert Brown, a faculty member in the Rubel School of Business. Kate Robinson Chandler. Rachel Colleen Kuntz. Rachel J. Worth. The following baccalaureate degree recipients are from Bellarmine College: Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Music graduates. Mary Margaret Allen, cum laude. Julia Lynn Daly. Evan Trimble Devers. Joseph Michael Deininger. Kayla Elizabeth Edelin. Courtney Leanne Ellis. Jessica Schuyler Ferris. Kayla Patrice Johnson. Hannah Elizabeth Kaufman. Megan Nicole Kleitz, cum laude. Corey David Knapp. Keisha Marie Matlock Glass. Devin Scott McClish, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Ellen Moody. Tara Elizabeth Moore. Stephen Peter Mucci. Stephen's diploma is being presented to him by his father, Mr. Don Mucci, a former member of the Bellarmine Board of Trustees. Lila Ann Mullaroni. Nathan T. O'Donohue. Faisal Yusuf Omar. Taylor Lee Peltier. Erin Morgan Reesing, magna cum laude. Caroline Rose Seeger, summa cum laude. Cassandra Jeanette Sutton, cum laude. Allison Lee Ward. Kenneth Lewis Weichel II. Adrian Nicole Weiss. Cheryl Marie Wright. The following baccalaureate degree recipients are from the W. Fielding Rubel School of Business: Bachelor of Arts and Advanced Accounting Certificate graduates: Andrew James Carl B. Lauren Colby Boyd. Lauren Paige Brown. Matthew David Coffey. Rachel Marie Fulkerson. Ian Michael O'Connor. Christopher John Pessian. Evan Andrew Puckett. Benjamin Patrick Robison. Stephen Gabriel Thurman. Miles O'Brien Titchener. Zainab Ahmed Wasif. The following baccalaureate degree recipients are from the Donna and Allen Lansing School of Nursing and Health Sciences: Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Health Science, and Bachelor of Arts graduates: Sherry May Allen. Valerie Dorsey Beasley. Barbara Jean Bentley. Janet Neal Bertoli. Dorothy Art Biddle. Dustin Michael Brinson. Rose Maureen Gray. Tina Wilhoit Lucas. Thomas Edward Rose. Victoria Lynn Spreitler. Trent Scott Strobel. Tracy Michelle Thompson. Christine Ann Young. The following baccalaureate degree recipients are from the Ansley Fraser Thornton School of Education, Bachelor of Arts graduates. Justin Linton Eberens. Catherine Rose Gorman. Chelsea Marie Howell, cum laude. Camry Renee Krupp, magna cum laude. Stephanie Nicole Roa. Tiffany Michelle Williams, cum laude. Meredith Lee Warland. The following baccalaureate degree recipients are from the School of Communication, Bachelor of Arts graduates. Caitlin Elizabeth Burke. Jessica Marie Dunn. William Frederick Ford, magna cum laude. Ashley Danielle Stevens. The following baccalaureate degree recipient is from the School of Environmental Studies. Morgan Ashley Kern, cum laude.
Please join me in congratulating all of our newest graduates. Thank you so much. Okay, graduates, with that send-off, go out and change the world. We're counting on you. At this time, I'd like to ask Father Ron Knott to come forward for our benediction.
Let us pray. Graduates, may God bless you with a love of truth and a desire for real learning, a mind that sees through easy answers and half-truths, and a heart that is restless for what is truly valuable. May God bless you with a passion for justice, freedom, and peace, and give you a heart that is tender to the needs of the suffering and vulnerable. May God bless you with the belief that you can really make a difference so that you are able to embody hope, love your enemies, care for the earth, choose life, and do what some claim cannot be done. And may you always be aware that our God is with you today and will remain with you forever. Amen.
The words to our alma mater were written by Dr. Joseph J. McGowan in 1992. Today's musical arrangement is by Richard Burchard, Bellarmine Music Department. I ask that you stand and join Jessica Mills and the Fleur-de-Lis Brass Quintet in singing of our alma mater, which is located in the back of your program.
In the city on the falls,
Thank you, Jessica. Congratulations to all of our graduates. Best wishes to each of you during this holiday season, and we ask all the guests remain in your places until after the recessional.